him a link also?
Yeah, I sent him the link.
Alright.
Welcome everybody to debate the facts. We have
No three,
what?
two, one.
Nah, we're just alive.
Oh.
But in all seriousness, this isn't a laughing matter. What we're doing tonight is for parental guidance is suggested for tonight's episode, and I'd like to put out there that the views expressed to this program aren't necessarily the views shared with debate the facts. We have some you know, very disturbing information that's come forward from the atheist community, and we're putting this on the internet for educational purposes and to spread awareness that this is going on here in 2021, and hopefully we can stop it. If we all work together, we can stop it and make the world a better place for our children to live in. No more
Exactly.
identity politics and any of that stuff.
Exactly. This is why debate the facts has a theist host and an atheist host, and what the atheist community needs is true progression. They need to learn how to work together. You know, these folks are the beacons of social justice reform. And if we don't get it from the atheists, we won't get it from anywhere. So, Taylor, what are we looking at here?
We are looking at an abomination to end all abominations, right? This is a atheist hot sauce contest.
What?
An
A hot sauce
atheist
contest.
hot sauce contest between two people of color. You might want to start it from the beginning.
Started from the very beginning.
Yeah, so
Oh
we can get
gosh.
the lesbian lady or
Nope.
him,
Nope.
whatever the right, he, she, it, whatever the fuck it is, tells us what's going on.
This looks like a little boy. Okay, Taylor, stop being insensitive. Right? Unbelievable. Let's do this.
Hello and welcome to the hot seat. I am your host, Vila Bianca, and with me today are two very, very poor people.
Hello.
Please welcome Drag
Wait, she call him poor?
and X-Cult Baby.
Hello.
Hello. So, in case this is your first episode here, I want to run through the rules real quick before we dive in. We've got 2 contenders, 3 debate questions, and 12 hot sauces. Both of these brave people will be debating 3 random questions while eating hot sauce. Each mini debate will get progressively more intense as the hot sauces get hotter. Who's going to win?
Because
You decide.
that's a
here's what you
progressive
do.
thing to do.
You
is put
type-
hot sauce in your fucking purse, isn't it? Isn't it, lesbian lady? Ellen
Exactly.
DeGeneres wannabe. It's progressive to have
Unbelievable.
fucking hot sauce in your purse, isn't it?
You know, the most spiciest thing I will go is with mayo must. All right. I can't go any spicier than that. Hot sauce.
Do you have
Because
any Grey
what, black
Poupon?
people love hot sauce. Ugh. No, it's too fancy for me.
Yeah.
Too
You don't have
spicy.
any Grey Poupon?
Not spicy enough.
Pardon me.
Pardon me. Pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon?
Yeah, you remember that? Nobody in this motherfucker gonna know what we're talking about. You gotta be at least 40.
You gotta. Like right around 40, 50, in your 30s, knee deep in that shit.
Those
Yeah.
two fucking white dudes roll up in the limousine and go,
Pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon? And I just be
Yeah.
like, that's some fancy ass shit. I really thought Grey Poupon, because of that commercial, was, you know what, I'm just gonna dip it. I was gonna
Fuck no, they got that shit at fucking
put it on
Walmart.
there.
Oh, this is Dijon mustard.
Exactly. Yeah. I was taking that mustard very serious. I was like, this is some high class shit. Nah. This is basically Grey Poupon. Pretty much it. Because that's all that is. Some creamy ass mustard. But yeah, mayo must. That's where it's at.
This
Hot
is
sauce.
this is the lesbian Dana White and she's gonna have a hot toss eating contest from these two. All right, because that's really fucking appropriate.
Right.
Hot sauce, and she's talking about progressive. We're being progressive. We're having hot sauce. Hot
Exactly.
sauce. Do you have the clip? Hold on. I think I got the clip. Let me find it.
Oh, one of the most progressive hot sauce clips
Yeah, this is where
ever.
they get. Hold on, let me see. I find it. Candace Owens has alerted me to this. Hold on, I'll throw this up. It's a 20-second clip. Hold on, I'll throw this up. I'll throw something up real quick so everyone can know what they're talking about. This fucking progressive hot sauce.
Right. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
You know,
atheists are beyond cringe factories, man. But this is
We
what
are-
she's talking about, her progressive hot sauce.
Questions? They said no, she has to go.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot
Just-
sauce.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting that
Gotta
from
look
me
at it.
right now? Hot sauce. Hot sauce in my bags? What?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I
yes.
just want you to know people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people.
Is it working?
No.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Black people
Absolutely
don't even
abhorrent.
eat hot sauce. We male must. Damn it. Gonna make that a thing. Male mustard. It tastes like the shit you put inside of fucking deviled eggs.
The fucking hot sauce. So the atheists are gonna have a fucking hot sauce contest with these people. But I shouldn't say these people, but I accidentally. I don't give a fuck. I'm not the one that fucking putting them to a fight to the hot sauce
Right.
to ruin their bowels and shit to look cool.
They look adorable. They look like twins.
Yeah, let's see what their
Same
debate
eyebrows.
skills are like. Let's see if they even have a debate and they're not just two random black people eating hot sauce.
Unbelievable.
Let's see this.
Type in the name of the person you want you're voting for throughout with that little exclamation mark, and Nightbot will tally those votes as the debate continues. We'll read them off at the very end, and we will announce our winner. But if either of them tap out before the 30-minute mark, the other one wins and they forfeit.
How long is
Audience
this
questions
video?
from Super Chats will be
45
answered
minutes.
for 15 minutes during the
somebody taps
cooldown
out.
portion while our contenders douse themselves in milk and or ice cream today, actually. So we have with us X-Cult Baby and Dragnot Trillion Epic show off against this lineup of flavored pain juice.
My
We will
money's
see
on
who will
a
walk away with the knowledge that they will
It's
not
on
catch
Shorty.
fire and rain
my
tonight.
money's on the other lesbian too.
yeah.
How
Oh,
are you both doing
perfect.
today?
We're in cahoots then.
Terrified.
She's eaten more than that guy. I guarantee you, she's eaten a raw cooch before, and nothing spicier than that.
Enthusiastic.
I can feel it coming off you guys in waves. This is great. This is great. All right. So we
Oh, okay.
are going to jump in. First question is going to be an easy one. It's going to be a gimme. And we're going to start with our bacon hot sauce flavored with cayenne pepper. All right, you guys.
Wait, so did
got
they
that
send
ready?
this hot sauce
Also,
out to
if you
them?
want to eat
a
along with
hot
these,
sauce,
we do
yeah.
have the link to the hot sauce collection in the description. So feel free to order a box for yourself.
Oh, he got. Whoa, 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 wow! He just got a a drumstick, chicken.
Yeah, they're eating chicken. They're eating chicken wings. I told you.
Oh my! Oh,
I told you.
oh my God!
We had the discussion before we went live tonight. I know. I told you, but we have to do it. We have to spread awareness about this. They are eating chicken and putting hot sauce on their chicken.
Black.
And this is to look cool. This is what they do, right? We're appealing. This their play. You know,
We're
they
being
think it's progressive
panderized
because
to.
Hillary Clinton did it.
Yeah. They think hot sauce and chicken is fucking cool. No, what's cool is sausages, sausage links, and mayo must. That's fucking cool.
No, but they got black people eating chicken wings and hot sauce, and it's
Hang off before it comes.
They're gonna do a debate. Let's see if they're any good at debating.
Yes.
That's I want to know what they actually debate.
What the fuck are they going to debate over? You think they agree with each other, atheists? You know?
Yeah, the progressive.
Uh-huh.
Wow, you were
That
so
makes
prepared,
sense.
Rudy. You were so prepared.
I literally took all the like plastic stuff off of there and everything. And now when it comes down to it, I just
So they sent them
I
hot
choked.
sauce in the mail with voter registration.
All right, you guys. We are going Thanksgiving or Christmas. Rudy, start us off. What do you think?
Thanksgiving
And
or
put to us in
Christmas?
2 minutes.
The fuck kind of topic is that?
all right,
They're
listen.
gonna debate Thanksgiving over
I
Christmas.
was raised as a
They're gonna
little
talk about
Jehovah's
turkey
Witness
and
child,
chicken. Watch.
no
I
holidays,
guarantee you.
political or religious for me. And then I met my new sweetheart in November. The November after I left my former faith. And on our very first date, he was telling me about this amazing Christmas party his family has every year. And I had to tell him, well, I've never been to a Christmas party. I've never celebrated Christmas before in any way, shape, or form.
Is this an ex she's
And
talking
he said,
about?
well, of course you're invited. And this was our first date, so it was kind of a big deal. You know, he clearly had some idea of longevity for us, at least for a few weeks into the future. And when I went to that party, his family had all gotten me gifts, even though they'd only met me like once. And I got all of them gifts, which they were equally surprised about. And
That's
the
nice of them.
whole season was just this magical, heartwarming comfort. We made cookies. We just spent more time together as a family than we normally get to. It was a beautiful time, and that is what Christmas always makes me think of.
Okay.
I don't see the
straight up
problem there.
Out of like a Meg Ryan movie. I love it.
So
All right, Drag. Why is Rudy wrong?
It's going to be hard to beat that. That is a Hallmark movie.
That was a good
right
joke.
there. That right there is a Hallmark movie.
Meg
And
Ryan
I'm
movie.
gonna
I
have
actually
to-
laughed.
The only thing that I can think of,
To be honest.
it really does taste like bacon, is that fried turkey.
Oh my god!
There are very few forces on this planet more powerful than a properly fried turkey, especially one.
Oh, I got him! I got him! He's gonna talk about the turkey on Thanksgiving.
Oh, is it so like which is the best
Oh,
holiday?
Rico, fried turkey. Fried
Mm.
turkey.
Delicious.
What are
I've
they
never had
fucking
fried
paying?
turkey.
These people are getting paid to do this.
Yeah.
The fuck? They're getting sent hot sauce in the fucking mail like it's they're the luckiest people on earth and shit to have some white people sending them hot sauce. They can
First
eat
story.
it with only white people watching them eat the hot. What the fuck are they gonna talk about fried turkey or fried turkey? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
My thing is, who goes over somebody's house and gives somebody they met for the very first time for like one time a fucking Christmas present?
Look,
I'm
she's
going over
drinking-
my girlfriend's house. I'm not bringing no damn Christmas presents. I don't know your family like that. I don't expect any either. Now, if I do get
Look,
one,
zoom in on drag. Zoom in on Dragnot.
I can't zoom in on them. I'm on my laptop. I mean,
Zoom in on
oh
drag.
wait, yes I can. Yes I can.
Zoom in on
Oh.
drag. Look at his face. He's talking about the fried turkey. The fried turkey.
I
Look at
gotta
his face
sit
he's
up
got on
now.
for the camera right now.
I hope this mouse pad works. Yes,
This
it works.
is repugnant as all hell. This is worse than that fucking Raging Atheist video we watched.
He is like, he look constipated like a
Look-
motherfucker.
look
He
at
like he
the-
about to
look
take
at
a
the
whole
face
fucking
on this
shit.
guy. Look at these comments like you're a fucking $5 super chat. How many fried drumsticks can Dragonok stuff in his gullet? Yeah, zoom in on that. Zoom in on that face.
I'm trying to. But I'm one. You know, you gonna have me leaning forward? Is that what I need to be doing? I got grease on my fingers. Hold on. Yeah, if I gotta really start doing this right from my laptop from now on again. No, bitch.
What are you doing? Damn it.
Some dumb shit. Some dumb
Wondering.
shit that I don't even need to do. Listen, some dumb shit I don't need to do. Fuck zooming in on his face right now. I gotta
Joe
lean
Biden
forward and shit.
Joe Biden was worried that you might not be able to use your laptop.
He was definitely worried about that.
Yeah, see, this is the view that the progressives have. This is
Black people not even knowing
unbelievable.
how to use technology. Yes, that's
Yeah,
totally
we
exactly
lost
where
it.
it's at.
We lost the face, man. Look at his face now. He's got the chicken wing now. God, for God's sake!
I think that was before the face, wasn't it?
Don't zoom in on that. He's got the chicken wing. What
Don't
does
worry,
he
I won't
do?
be zooming in on that.
What are you doing over there? Joe Biden was saying you wouldn't be able to use your laptop.
I'm not using my laptop. I'm being lazy. I'm being one of those. I decide, you know what? I'm gonna be a lazy Negro. And until I learn how to zoom in with my mouse.
Let's listen to his cringy. My fried turkey. Let's listen to. Let's listen to that all the way through. He's got a chicken wing in his fucking mouth. Come on, man. There's only so much of this I could take.
Look at that shit. It looks disgusting.
I think you skipped ahead too far.
When is turkey available?
Oh, here we go. Here, hold on. Slide back.
Yeah, so we missed his little cringy comment. He's just stuffing his face with chicken wings now.
Right. Oh, wow. Yeah, I skipped a lot.
Yeah, you skipped quite a bit, and your internet's in 2G.
Well, Rudy.
Hey.
Think about
I'm black.
The history of what people are trying to
I
celebrate.
don't know how to use the internet. The internet don't work well for black people.
That is a hallmark.
All right, there we go.
Really surprised about, and the whole season was just
this nigga got the fuck up and walked away. Hold on now. Come on, man.
Yeah, get back on the fried turkey. Look at toxic pineapple.
I got my butt wiped.
Comfort. We made cookies.
Toilet paper.
We just spent more time together as a family than we normally get to. It was a beautiful time, and that is what Christmas always makes me think of.
Okay, straight up out of like a Meg Ryan movie. I love it.
That's probably the plot you gave her.
All right, Drag. Why is Rudy wrong?
It's going to be hard to beat that.
What's
that is
wrong
a Hallmark
with that
movie right there. That right there is a Hallmark movie, and I'm going to have to. The
made
only
up on the
thing
spot.
that I can think of. It really does taste like bacon. Is that
y'all know black people don't have magical family moments like that.
There are very few forces on this planet more powerful than a properly fried turkey, especially one that's
The
been
forces of a fried turkey. My fried turkey.
Injected into every orifice that bird has to offer.
I know dang black people sitting there, damn
Thanksgiving
fried turkey and shit.
If you actually sit down and
I've never
think
had this
about the actual
conversation.
history of what people are trying to celebrate, but we use it as an excuse to fry turkeys, and that's literally the only good thing about Thanksgiving, in my opinion. And I rest my case.
Yeah, fried turkey. Don't mean about nothing about family or football.
Beautiful
Fried
opening remarks
turkey.
from you both.
Fried
Both of you
turkey.
busters, guys. Let's move on to chili
that hurt my
lime
ears.
hot sauce. with
That's what all
jalapeno
Thanksgiving
pepper.
is about.
Well, Rudy maybe presses back against the only thing that Drag likes about Thanksgiving. Hold no punches, Rudy.
Pardon me while I take a bite. No.
Pardon me while I take the bite.
We encourage talking with your mouth full on this channel.
Here's what I'm wondering.
Hey, Shorty, let me hear what you guys say.
When is turkey available? The answer? Whenever you want one, as long as you live near a Walmart or something.
Thank you. Oh, you know what? Hey,
Even more if you live on a farm.
I like her.
B. Is pretty much anything worth celebrating genocide? No, not really. Especially not fried turkey. I mean, I've never had it, and I'm sure it's delicious. But in the same way that I avoid Chick-fil-A, even though I think that food is delicious, I don't know if I could ever pop up Thanksgiving as like the best thing ever.
Why do you avoid
Especially
Chick-fil-A?
not over Christmas, because what Christmas has that Thanksgiving doesn't have. They both have food, they both have family, but you know what Christmas has that Thanksgiving doesn't? Festivity. It's where they got you beat.
She's throwing a block. Like we could boycott Chick-fil-A, black people.
That's sad. Like
Terrible.
the food's delicious, but the politics suck. Just go eat the
She
fucking food.
she avoids Chick-fil-A. Oh my God, people.
She avoids it like the Black Plague. Oh wait, hold on. She avoids it like the plague. I want to add a color to it. Then
She's playing the higher up. The white
that's
people shit on
JWs. They
drag
get offended. They're like, oh my God, you said black. Why does the plague have to be black?
Drag, what do you say?
Fair points. Very, very fair points. The genocidal aspect of Thanksgiving is something that cannot go unstated.
It may be worth just pointing out for everybody at home. Here in the hot
Yes.
seat, we do not endorse genocide
Because
of any
every
kind for any
Thanksgiving,
reason.
The Pilgrims was just going around
That'd be a big deal.
murdering Native Americans.
I will say
That's exactly what the holiday's
look
about.
At the
Eating their turkey.
commercialization of Christmas and how it is just sort of a
That
hodgepodge
fried
of
turkey.
what people refer to as pagan and Judeo-Christian traditions. Now we have this monster that our wonderful capitalist society has now infected the rest of the world with. So it's less about getting together. It's less about trying to enjoy each other's free time,
Really?
and it's about trying to one up each other by buying the best gift.
Huh?
And the worst part to me is that there's no fried turkey typically on Christmas. Which
Whose
is a
Christmas are
terrible
you going to
tragedy.
then?
Sir,
It's terrible.
you're talking about Valentine's Day.
All right, you guys, remember to vote in the comments in the live chat because we are going to need to determine who here is making the better argument. And I can always make the final call, but I do need your help. All right, let's move on to the next hot sauce, sriracha, also made with
Right.
Sriracha.
What are you asking?
Sriracha.
Why are they getting
Yeah,
sriracha in
sriracha's
these
pretty
little
good. I
bottles?
just got a bottle for the first time. And
It's a
I've been putting it
collection,
in
Taylor. You
everything.
told me it was a
Like
collection
regular
of hot
sriracha
sauce.
sauce?
Yeah.
They're not going to just give them like big
Wow.
old gigantic
I know.
bottles.
Also,
That's wild.
gochujang.
Mmm.
Yeah.
Oh, they got to
But
put the
that's
whole
neither
thing
here
on
nor
there?
there. All right, we are going into closing
Is that another
statements
chicken
for
wing?
Christmas versus Thanksgiving.
They going
got
at
chicken
it.
wings,
We
man.
definitely want to get a little bit heated here as the heat
You
starts.
can tell Drag
kicking
was
in,
really hungry.
hopefully. Rudy started this off.
Definitely
Drag,
hungry.
give us your closing statements as to why you are correct and Rudy is wrong.
My esteemed opponent here has made some very cogent points on the topic, points that I agree with.
Cogent.
However, I would love to rebut and in my statement with fried turkey is awesome. The end.
Drag, come on
It
now.
stands
You know
alone.
black people don't use big words.
I
Unbelievable.
will still give you that. Fried turkey does indeed sound awesome. I've never had it, but I would even go as far as to concede that overall the food at Thanksgiving is better. The food
soul food.
traditionally associated with Thanksgiving is better than the food
Fried
traditionally
turkey,
associated with
mashed
Christmas.
potatoes. Mm-mm.
But that's really not the reason for the season. We're not there for the food. We're not there for the presents. And the people who do have the emphasis on commercializing Christmas are really bringing it down for the rest of us. And I will fully admit that. But when I had my very
Fucking
first
holiday
Christmas,
haters.
it
On.
definitely wasn't about the presents that I received. I don't even remember what most of them are anymore. That's not what I remembered from that Christmas. I don't think it's what most people remember from their Christmases with their families. It's
I thought it was my
the
internet
fun
at first,
times
but
you had,
it's her.
the expressions on
her
people's
signal.
faces, the feeling of warmth and love, the warm fuzzies. That's what Christmas is all about. That's why I think it's better than Thanksgiving.
Hey, there you go,
All right,
Rudy.
we've got
yeah,
warm fuzzies versus
yeah.
fried turkey here.
I got to
Guys,
win in that
vote
one.
for fried turkey or warm fuzzies in the live chat. All right, let's move on to the Cajun hot sauce with
Facts.
habanero pepper.
Warm fuzzies trump fried turkey any day. Dragnut. Not. How do you pronounce that, Taylor?
Dragon Act.
Dragonact.
Yeah.
Is that what
Pokemon.
that is?
It's the Pokemon.
Dragonaut?
Yeah, the
Dragonaut?
Pokemon.
That's a Pokemon?
Yeah, the Dratini. The Dratini.
Dragonite, motherfucker. Oh my! It's Dragon Night. That's Dragnot. Not.
Oh,
No.
okay.
What?
Excuse me.
Regular normal name. All right. Well, Drag. I'm gonna just call him Drag. Fried turkey. Really? If that's your reason for the season being better than Christmas, I don't know. I mean, warm fuzzies all around for that. That's my vote. What do you vote, Taylor? Who do you think won that?
I have no idea what these people are talking about.
Taylor, they're talking about holidays. Which holiday is better? Which holiday is better?
Is that what's going on here? I thought all I know is that nobody who watches this shit.
Well, clearly, it's
They're debating
atheists.
Christmas versus Thanksgiving, and Dragonox saying fried turkey.
Taylor,
And she's saying Christmas presents.
when you have nothing left to talk about,
Thanksgiving's better because you don't gotta. I'll give you Thanksgiving. Because Thanksgiving, you don't gotta worry about a bunch of fucking snotty nosed kids and relatives and shit, right? You
Yeah,
just
you
sit
do.
down and watch football and eat your food, mom's food. Fried turkey. I don't give a fuck about no fried turkey, man.
I don't even.
Turkey
I
sandwich.
didn't even know that was a thing.
Get turkey at Subway.
Real shit. Just like Rudy said, you can get it any time of the year. Facts.
Yeah, definitely Thanksgiving.
All right. As we begin thinking about this second question, the second question is going to be a little bit tougher, a little bit more of a brain tickle, if you will. And it is centered around some things that we as a community tend to talk about a lot. So let's dive right in. Should atheists make an effort to know more
There we
about
go.
philosophy? Is that something that an atheist should do?
that's the.
Now,
You think that the
Rudy is
black
of the
people
opinion-
can't articulate? It's gonna tickle
Nah.
their brain.
And Drag is of the
Jesus
opinion
Christ.
that, yeah, that could be helpful and maybe even something that you should prioritize. I won't put words in either of their mouths. They're very hot.
Should atheists consider
All right,
philosophy?
let's start with Drag
That's
this
the tough
time
question.
and give him his opening statement.
Okay, I would first like to say, be very careful with occasion.
Did it
Sound
come all
like you're
pouring
about
out
to
on you
lose.
at once too?
It did.
Oh,
It
no.
actually did. So,
Sound like
as a
you're about
Creole,
to give up.
I will say that we
I
should
love Rudy's
definitely
perseverance here.
prioritize philosophy. Understanding
This
That's really
man's
not fair, I
sweating.
must admit.
is incredibly important. And I don't mean just sort of pulling the dark Dawkins weaponization of philosophy or just, swinging the fallacy wiffle bat. It is understanding that we want to avoid fallacious arguments ourselves, and we want to make sure that the people we're talking to are making the best arguments, therefore we can steelman them.
Avoid
And
fallacious arguments. Fried
how
turkey.
One should go about making arguments that are not only sound but also valid. So I think it's very pertinent for everyone to learn philosophy.
All right. Thank you for that opening statement. Rudy, what are your thoughts? Why is Drag very wrong about this
Look at this
subject?
shit. This motherfucker
I wouldn't
Dragna
even go so
says
far
he
as to
wants
say
to
that he's fair.
avoid fallacious arguments, and then tries to argue, well, Thanksgiving is a terrible holiday, but it's got fried turkey. I'll be like, the Nazi Germans, right? Nazi Germany was a terrible place to live if you were a Jew, but they got good beer. Wet beer. Wet beer. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But we have to avoid fallacious arguments. We have to avoid them like the plague. Don't make any fallacious arguments, atheists. Stay away from philosophy.
Exactly.
The fuck out of here, man. That hot sauce. Why are they
This
paying?
entire-
Why would you get paid? Why would you accept this money to do this, Dragonock?
They got paid? They get
They
paid for
they
this?
got sent. They sent them hot sauce.
Oh, that's their payment?
Probably.
Suckers. Oh, it's delicious. Got some pineapple shit for work. I
Look, you
still
gotta
have
know,
some
fucking
left.
every time we pause the fucking thing, he's got a chicken wing in his goddamn mouth.
I paused it right there too on purpose.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. You was talking. But that's good. He looks like Bluto from Popeye.
Oh my god.
Just chewing on that wing.
There's only
Love it.
3 questions. Thank God this is the second one. Atheist, should you consider philosophy? Right?
Very
Like,
wrong. But I think the emphasis, within the online atheist community on philosophy is misguided.
You can hear
Because,
it, right?
Unlike on call-in shows and things like that,
There we go.
unless you're, rebutting a theist apologist or whatever, most of the time you're not going to directly encounter people who have these structured philosophical arguments. You need to know how to talk to the layman. And I think that I can do that fairly well with very little in-depth philosophical
what the
knowledge. I
religious
don't know
do.
all
yeah,
the
you do it with chicken and
terminology,
hot sauce. You fucking
but I
puppet.
vaguely know what it means, and I know from listening to good arguments and bad arguments how to construct a good one. I might not know all the names for what is what, and I might not have read all the books, but at the end of the day, the people that you are talking to or having these conversations with probably don't know that stuff either, and they're going to feel like you're talking down to them using philosophical jargon.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like that.
Interesting. All right, let's
Yeah.
move on to the ass kicking original, also made with habanero. So,
Habanero,
Rudy seems to be
habanero, the H is
equating talking
silent.
down and maybe a little bit of a highfalutin language with knowing philosophy. Do you agree with that, or am I misrepresenting?
I think. Ooh.
I get a little bit hot.
Oh, just a little bit.
Just a tad. Just a tad.
I think Rudy brings up a great point. There's a sort of a elite circle of folks who sort of just immerse themselves in philosophy, and that's just pretty much it. That's where they exist, and so it ends up becoming kind of an ivory tower of sorts. And so, in order for people to sort of be on the same page, it would behoove people who are, I guess, more philosophically literate to make it more accessible, these conversations, these concepts, to people who may not understand a lot of the terminology of the concepts. And so it's just, if I'm getting in a conversation with a younger creationist, I'm not going to, mention the names of specific enzymes that they've never heard of, because it's not important. What's important are the facts, as I can communicate them as if I'm speaking to, a student instead of a peon. Because the tone changes dramatically between those two categories. So I think that it is that if we're going to encourage people to have more of a philosophically literate sort of toolkit, we should also encourage those who already have such a toolkit to be less douchey.
Less douchey. We can all get on board with that. Rudy,
No, you can't. You're
what do you think?
atheist.
Do you think that in order to be less douchey, you might need to know more about philosophy, or is it just not even an issue for you?
Well, I don't think I'm douchey, and I don't know that much about philosophy. Not that is, like, I'm not the end-all be-all of
that
these
is what is
examples,
known
but...
as correlation, not causation, ladies and gentlemen.
But yeah, I just think that at the end of the day, knowing those terms and knowing how to use them and knowing how to dumb it down also is good. It's not a bad thing to know those things. But a lot of the people I know who are big into philosophy get really caught up in this stuff. And I've also noticed that a lot of philosophical arguments tend to become pedantic.
Yeah.
Which is something that I personally cannot stand. And at the end of the day, the pedantics seem to get nobody anywhere. Like, at the end of the day, when you're just fighting about who has the right definition of this word or who's using it correctly, which happens fairly often, that just brings any progression to the conversation to a halt. It's just not going to go anywhere at that point.
Because the door is the door and the
That
cat's a
makes
cat.
sense to me. All right, we do have a question in the live chat. What are the rules around super chat questions? The rules are that you should pop them into the live chat if you have them, and we will be reading them at the end of the debates during cooldown. So definitely ask your questions either to me, the host, or to one or both of our brave contenders today. So I am hearing a lot of agreement between you guys, and this is something that we've struggled with before on the hot seat, where we just are too dang nice. Let's get a little bit of knuckles bared, maybe help out with some wasabi hot sauce. So go on and try that wasabi, also with habanero. We've got 2 more habanero hot sauces after this, and then we go into the 1
Taylor,
million Scoville capsaicin.
I want to ask a question.
Yeah, go
Why
ahead.
do white people, especially particularly white women, tend to jack up Spanish like the way they do? Spanish language.
Jack up Spanish?
Yeah, the Spanish language. I hear you guys
Oh, that's
mispronounce
just the way.
Spanish words
That's the
all
way.
the time. It's not
Dude, I was calling
habanero.
them jalapenos for a while. Yeah.
You would think motherfuckers would call
Yeah,
themselves
I did. Nobody
progressive.
ever said nothing either. Nobody says anything to white people. This is your problem. You guys are too scared of white people. Like, you think they're
I'm
gonna
not
get
scared of
like
you,
tyranny.
motherfucker.
No, but I go to Taco Bell, like, can I get the quesadilla? Right? And nobody say nothing to me. Nobody said nothing to me.
That's that white privilege at work. I'm dead. They're like, oh, well, he's white. Let him go. If I say
I've been
anything,
asking
I
for the
might throw him in prison.
quesadillas. Right? And nobody said anything. The jalapeno peppers and
Chipotle.
yeah,
Chipotle.
the jalapeno.
Oh my goodness. It's pronounced Bianca, it's pronounced habanero. H is silent. I better start learning how to speak Spanish.
An extract. Hot
I'm
sauces.
ready for my sinuses to be cleared.
How are you guys feeling so far?
Like, this better make my pores clear.
Better than a face mask.
You're doing
for
better
sure.
than Drag,
Mhm.
Shorty. I'll tell you that much.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Drag's over there just
All right.
like
You heard
fucking
it here
mopping
first,
off his
folks. Grab
forehead.
yours.
Yep, I feel it
like
going
I'm
through my
chilling
sinuses.
for them. There's no, just so everybody
He's
knows,
about to
there's
toss on
no
another
like
stick of deodorant with all that
sponsorship.
sweat.
Unfortunately, that would be cool. But yeah, I like this brand. So go grab your own. All right,
Yeah,
you guys.
I can endorse these now. These are like these are good.
All right, you guys. We are going to go a little bit harder. Come at me with the crux of your argument, because what I'm hearing here is, Rudy, you're talking about the concept of, you know, using philosophy in maybe an irresponsible or pedantic way, but there are other ways that you could use philosophy. And then, Drag, you're agreeing with Rudy and saying that maybe philosophy is useful, but without that pretension. But what is it useful for? Give me your thesis statements here.
Okay.
Drag, go for it.
All right. So I learned in the very, very early days of the online atheist discussions that you could not specialize. And that was one of the mistakes. And one of the reasons I advocate for everyone learning philosophy, because I'm a science guy. And so I said, I'm just going to stay with the science. I know the facts. That's it. The issue I came in contact with was that when people were making fallacious arguments, I can correct, someone's scientific misunderstanding. But if they're asking a loaded question, if I don't understand that that's a loaded question, it's hard for me to just throw facts at it, because I'm going to be addressing a loaded question.
Well, it's not loaded potatoes.
So you can think of it like this. You can be given a slew of weapons to engage in combat, right? But even if you know it's your enemy, maybe, if you don't have the discernment on which weapon to use, right, then you're not going to be as combat effective against your opponent. And so that's why I think that philosophy is one of these. Again, even though I said don't weaponize philosophy, in this analogy, it is a weapon. Weaponize philosophy along with other things such as scientific knowledge and having a cheery disposition, not being a douche, I think is probably the most effective. So having sort of a mixed bag, or not necessarily a jack of all trades, but to sort of dip your toe into different areas so that you don't have the, the weakness of not having at least a rudimentary philosophical background.
All right. Thank you, Drag. Let's dive into that roasted garlic hot sauce. And Rudy, come at me with your thesis statement. Why is philosophy not maybe too useful for atheists to focus on?
Well, I would agree with Drag that when you're arguing with a dishonest interlocutor, knowing philosophy, understanding structure of an argument, etc., is important, because at some point just having the right information isn't going to be helpful if somebody is being a dishonest interlocutor. But the thing is, for me personally, I don't want to have those conversations. Like, those aren't the conversations I'm even looking for. If somebody is coming at me with obvious fallacies and loaded questions, etc., and I don't think, and usually you can tell to some degree, I don't think that that person is looking to have an honest conversation, then that's not even worth engaging with for me.
Fail.
Like, there's a point where a certain amount of
Facts over
philosophical
feelings.
knowledge would be helpful in that kind of argument, but I'm not looking to have arguments. I think that the much more useful conversations that I'm trying to have and trying to facilitate are going to be with people who are not going to purposely throw curveballs at me like that. And having the knowledge to say, okay, but
So
you
my thing
see,
is,
like, because you can do it by
people who purposely throw curveballs at you. What that's the problem I have with atheism is there are a lot of folks who think like this, and they don't like thinking outside the box. I was saying this in the chat earlier. They don't like to think outside the box. It's like, atheists, we got to start being able to think outside the box. I do agree with Drag. Like, when it comes to philosophy and shit, got to start looking at philosophy. Use it every day in life. Use philosophy when we get up for work, when we go collect our paycheck, when we fucking go to sleep at night, when we beat our dick. It just fucking happens. You know what I'm saying? Philosophy is an everyday part of fucking life. It's not something we can just fucking run from and say, hey, no, we can't have a conversation about philosophy because there are too many curveballs. No, there are not enough curveballs being thrown into the debates for atheists. And I think philosophy would be great.
That pizza is so old.
But it is.
You should.
by accident. You can do it unknowingly. You can say, okay, do you see how by asking it this way, you're kind of implying the answer that you already have? Like, you can say that, and if somebody is an honest interlocutor, they will say, oh, okay, I guess. Let me rephrase that question. Or something along those lines. But if that's not how the conversation goes anyway, then I don't want any part of it anyway. So
all
You don't
right.
like to think.
Well, thank
don't
you
like to
both
think
of
for
you for
yourself.
those thoughtful responses. You
I gotta
guys,
fix my,
make sure that you are voting in that live chat, seeing who you think is making the better arguments
My audio.
overall, or maybe just for this round. Could go back and forth. How are you guys feeling with the hot sauces so far?
pretty good, actually, which
it's
is
disgusting.
which I'm afraid of.
There we go.
It's like, uh-oh, this was too easy. It's going to become difficult now.
Yeah. Titan Uranus in the chat is trying to give away my secret.
All right, you guys.
I'd
Well, we
have
are
me
going
like a
into
bottle of
round
milk and
3,
shit,
which
just
is
chilling
the
on the
most
side,
intense topic,
sipping
and
on
we're
it.
opening it up with hot sauce from hell appropriately for the topic of this
I would have easily
conversation,
won.
which is eternal damnation or annihilism more? Know what these are. Let me give a quick definition while our contenders scarf that down. Eternal damnation in a lot of Christian theology specifically talks about how unbelievers will be essentially burned forever and ever in torment. Whereas annihilationism talks about how everybody who is of the correct faith will get to live forever, party, 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 and the rest of you will just cease to exist altogether. probably pretty painfully, but there's an end there. So we've got Rudy on the side of annihilationism being more evil, and Drag on the side of eternal damnation. First, before we get into opening statements, how's that hot sauce from hell feeling?
Really kicked.
Yes, this one definitely kicks you in the teeth.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get started. Rudy, annihilationism. What is so insidious about it?
Well, you see, I was raised a little Jehovah's Witness child in a lowly little cult.
It is a cult.
And I was taught that, well, my grandfather died in 2014, and I was raised with this idea that I would see him again if I remained faithful, because he had remained faithful up until his death. So there was a chance I could get to see him again if I remained faithful. I wasn't worried about torture. I wasn't worried about getting, annihilated in Armageddon. I was worried about not seeing my family again. The promise of torture is kind of abstract because it's like the worst pain you can imagine. And it's like, yeah, but I probably can't imagine it because it's probably worse than I can imagine. At least it's just so abstract to me.
It does bite itself in the ass there a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. So with annihilationism, it's like I already miss my grandfather. Do I have to miss him forever? And what about when he wakes up in this paradise?
It's usually how it works.
And I'm not there. Like, that was the thing that got in my head. Not the idea of pain, but just loss. So
Damn.
I'd say in a lot of ways that's more cruel.
That is intense. I'm loving Rudy coming in with the anecdotes. That's a really
It's good for
impactful
opening
way to make
statements.
a point.
I mean, it's called grief, Rudy.
Before we jump into Drag's response, his opening statement, let's dive into Devil's Revenge. Now, you had it kind of easy up until this point. This is the first hot sauce in this batch made with capsaicin extract. And
you said
that's going to hit up
capsaicin,
to
right?
1 million Scoville units, which is pretty
Habanero.
hot for those of us who care about
Too
such
much to
things.
leave the H out.
Hold on, I gotta get the right piece of chicken here. It's gotta be the
Drag is
perfect
the
ratio of breading to chicken.
Appreciate
Cyrus!
that.
Oh, that's
Appreciate
terrible.
it.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't
Feel
say
that.
that. Don't say that before I even put it in my mouth. Don't say that.
Oh, you're gonna feel this one.
That's what she
Oh
said.
no.
Or that's what he
Yeah,
said.
pause it real quick.
Okay,
I got
works.
baby mama
Alright.
drama in the back and
Okay.
all kinds of crazy shit. But tell Cyrus is what's going on in here. They're having an atheist mock debate where they eat chicken wings and hot sauce.
This is a mock debate?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's outrageous. Whatever it is. Whatever we're watching.
So let me just get this right. Make sure I heard this absolutely correct. There are atheists on this forum who are talking about chicken wings right now. Did I get that right?
In a debate challenge. They're having a debate challenge with
They're eating chicken wings and hot sauce.
eating chicken wings and hot sauce. That's the debate challenge. That
Does
they get hot,
does
hotter
does
hot
does
sauce
the
on their
hot
chicken.
sauce have any significance as far as the argument that they are making?
No.
Okay,
Because
let's
black
keep going. Let's keep it rolling. Let's just keep it rolling. Let's just keep going then.
I'll be in and out.
It's because black people like hot sauce for some reason.
You're
Hey.
damn right.
I've had the
You're
last
damn
half.
right. You're damn right.
All right, so
Damn
we're
it.
up against like a super fan at this point.
Oh, it's worse. I consume half the bottle live.
Okay. All right. This may
Don't
have
do
been
that.
unfair to Rudy.
Can we pause the debate real quick?
Yes.
Do not look at me, people watching. Do not do that. Me and the other person who did that is Christopher Mowdy.
Oh, thank you.
Both wound up.
Thank you so much. I don't have to zoom it in.
Vomiting. And obviously the other thing.
Thank you, Bianca.
do
You're
not
the
do that.
best.
That video is still up on YouTube.
Can you imagine, Taylor? Hey, zoom
Link
that
in the
in. Zoom
description?
that in.
I will get it to you after this. Here's from Maldy's channel.
Oh my God, Rudy, how are you feeling?
That one took a little bit to kick in, really. Like that one hits you in the back of the throat, not in the teeth. But
So does everybody have like the same chicken and the same sauce, or does everybody have a does everybody have a different piece of chicken with different seasoning and different sauces?
They no, they have the same setup. I don't know about the chicken or whatnot. I haven't seen Shorty like really eating the same type of chicken as Drag. Drag's been eating straight up wings, and I don't know what Rudy's chewing on, but I'm assuming it's chicken. And yeah, they get the same set of hot sauce and whatnot. It's like a collection that's been sent to them.
Ray Bay, you know what the problem is? When a black man says he does not know if it's chicken, that's a major problem right there. If you don't, Ray, please just rechange your statement, brother. If you don't know if it's chicken, I gotta question some things, man.
She's not raising it specifically up to show I'm eating chicken. Am I no, I don't think I'm playing the video at its highest setting. Trying not to, because it's been laggy. Nah, it's on 360p right now. Y'all look way more clearer in the cats in the vid. Well, I'm so yeah. I got it on like 360. I mean, I could. You want me to make it higher? I can do that. Look at that buffer. Nice.
Let's say you make the really difficult case that eternal damnation is evil.
Eternal hellfire? Is that what?
That's what their throats are going through right now.
She said the ED word. Ooh.
I never understood, for the life of me, how your spirit person inside of you feels pain. Because the last time I took physiology and anatomy, you needed nerve endings and nerves and tissue to feel pain. How your spirit man or woman or spirit person feels pain. I don't know. I have so many questions. So many questions.
Well, no. I think that's a legitimate. I think that's a legitimate question, because if you grant the fact, no, let's think about it. And if you're only identifying from what you know with the nerve endings and stuff like that, and then we talk about a spirit, right? Who really knows how that feels like? So I think your question is completely plausible and stuff. But if you're granting the fact that the plausibility of the existence of a spirit and what happens to that spirit in the hereafter, and if we're talking about fire, I think as of right now, wouldn't that go into the category of mystery? Because how could we, if it is true, how will we go about trying to definitively prove that?
Right. It's definitely a mystery. At least that's where I would stick it.
Right, because
has
go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Somehow,
oh, my bad. No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
The brother was saying something. I didn't want to interrupt him, so I'm just gonna listen to what he got to say. Then I'll respond.
All right. Yeah, he was saying something like, I guess he was going into talking about gender. Is there spirit man, spirit woman,
Again,
spirit person? Yeah,
all legitimate questions, but when we're talking about something that appeals to mystery, how will we definitively prove it if we granted that it's true?
And when it comes to anything to deal with the afterlife or the before life, that's one of the things that we here and now will never know. So,
let's just say, let me ask the atheist in there. your opinion, or what is your opinion about the afterlife and people who say they had near-death experiences and stuff? Do you think from the very first person who brought it up to the present time, do you think they're just completely out of their minds, and that they just complete somebody just made it up from some dispensation of time about the afterlife because they're just so upset about their current life and they just envision themselves having a better life from this life. But even if they envision that, that doesn't change their current life. It doesn't change them getting robbed or somebody stealing from them or somebody molesting their child. That does nothing. There is no significance behind that. So I would have wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys think is the driving force of making up something that is completely man-made about the hereafter, and then people dying, having near-death experiences, and then completely lying about that near-death experience because there is no, existential force out there that we can substantiate, right? So, do you think this is all completely made up or what?
What, the afterlife?
Yeah, do you think mankind just came
Yeah,
together and said, you know what? They looked up in the
yeah.
sky and said, you know what? I'm going to create a heaven for myself, right? I'm going to create a heaven for myself. But what I'm saying is the life that they go through on a day to day, that that does not change anything, right? So if my daughter got molested, she got molested. Me thinking about heaven does nothing to quiet down the experience, that crazy experience that my daughter went through. You know what I mean? It does
Right.
nothing for it. So I'm just want to ask, what is the significance of a person just completely making up life after death, and then people that has near death experiences? You know what I mean? They have near death experiences and stuff. Why would they make that up too? What is? I'm trying. I just want to get an understanding about that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, you guys.
Well, as an atheist, I have no opinion on what people's experiences with near death experiences or life after death. Uh, but what I do know of from the Bible and whatnot, they say there's a heaven and there's a hell or an underworld or a Hades or what have ye, eternal damnation and shit. Uh, but like significance, I don't know. From my own personal perspective, I do not believe that there is either, but it is what it is. If someone has that experience, that's good. It's not enough for me to believe in their story, in their experience.
No, I
It's
completely
just not.
understand that, right? I completely understand that it's not a legitimate reason to make you believe that. I'm not even addressing that. What I'm addressing is the 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 sheer um, foundation of saying that it's a complete fabrication. I'm asking, what is the motive of completely lying about? Let's say, if I mean, there's a guy, and I'll get the name
Yeah.
and stuff, but he was an atheist, and he flew in a plane. He flew planes for a living, and he crashed. The plane was, I mean, the plane was caught on fire. It totally burned one side of his face in his body. For whatever reason, he said that he's seen Jesus after that, right? It's either he is completely out of his mind. He's either completely out of his mind, he completely made it up, or it's true. And if it is true, why would a figure by the name of Jesus appear to him while he was fighting for his life, while he almost died, and then he changes his life? Now he travels all around the world telling people about that experience, why people are changing their lives. I don't understand this. What is the metaphysical explanation? What is the naturalistic explanation for near death experiences?
Right.
That I would like to know. Can somebody chime in, please?
Well, yeah, I don't have the answer for that.
Neither
Except that
do I,
people are
brother.
gonna.
Neither do I. I
Yeah.
just want to be honest. I don't have the answer either. But we do know that it happens, right? It's either a naturalistic phenomenon or it's a supernatural phenomenon. And if that is the case, we
Oh, I don't know
know.
if it happens.
No, okay, you're right. I'm just saying if. That's why I said if it's an if it happens, it's either a natural phenomenon or a supernatural phenomenon. And if it's a supernatural phenomenon, even if it's a natural one, how do we prove that by using the scientific method? How do we prove that?
Right.
There's no way we can.
We can.
But we all of us here has had dreams. We all had different dreams, but we all had dreams. Now, if somebody sit up there and says after they survive the World Trade Center attacks, or a person crashes a plane, and then they literally are bold enough to tell their story what they saw when they were in a coma, how do we find out if they're lying or not?
Well, a coma is a coma. The only way you can find out if they're lying or not is if you tie a rope to them and you just hang on
Stop
tight.
it.
Just like,
I can't stand you right
we're
there.
gonna pull them out the dream,
I
guys.
can't
We're pulling them
stand
right
you right
on
there.
out.
We're not talking about the Matrix here. We're not talking about the Matrix. We're talking about look at in these rare experiences. Like look at
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say to you, everybody who can hear me, is simply this. These near death experiences happen based off them going through something that is very critical, right? Only in those situations do they have these type of dreams about the hereafter. This is the reason why I'm saying that you and me, unless anybody on this forum can sit up here and say, you know what, I have one and I didn't have that experience. Unless somebody can sit up there and say that, then let's talk about that. But if nobody on this call can say that, how could we diminish? We're not saying that we're diminished or we are not legitimizing what they dreamed about in their own individual unique experience. I'm not saying experience means is we should hold it in the in a high value. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, if let's follow where the evidence lies. There is more than one person that have had a near-death experience that said the same thing about their experience. How do we explain that?
Hey, Danny.
Is there a gene in us? Is there something in the mind that makes us have the same type of dream with the same type of individual on their own unique experience based off them almost dying? What is the naturalistic explanation for that? I do not know. And me being a theist, I'm not even trying to say that I do know, because I don't know. But I am open to change my mind. If you guys can just tell me something that explains that. Because that is the phenomenon. That is a phenomenon. It is.
Right.
All these people that's having these near-death experiences are not lying. They're not lying. They are not lying. That's a fact. They're not lying. They saw something. And whatever that was, what makes that materialize? That's what I would like to know.
God. God
You know I'm not gonna
doesn't.
go there, Ray, babe. Come on now. I could go there, but that doesn't do nothing for
Won't
the
he
conversation.
do it?
It does nothing for the conversation, Ray babe. That's the reason why I never said nothing about God. I didn't say nothing about God. I just
I
want to
mean,
know by all of us, what are you guys' thoughts? Why that happens?
I think what it is just like imagery. like it's like, all right. So here's my theory on where people get the idea of an afterlife. So because they're not dead and they're having this near death experience, it's for them. It's like they're sleeping. In science, they say how we get images of people in our dreams is based off of people that we see out in the world, out in public and whatnot. I used to travel on public transportation a whole lot before the pandemic hit. So, I see a lot of different people's faces. So when I have dreams and shit, there are like images and whatnot. I'll even have dreams just about being on Earth and shit, and I'll see the reflection of the planet sky. And this is because I know what an image of Earth looks like, and this is in my brain. This is a planet in my conscience and shit. So I think what it is because there is imagery of what heaven, hell, Jesus looks like. This would be a something subconscious. Because I think if you go and ask these people, all right, well, do me a favor, draw up Jesus for me. They're not going to draw Arab Jesus. They're not going to draw black Jesus. They're not going to draw Korean Jesus. They're going to draw white Jesus. I bet. And that's just, I think what it is. It's just maybe subliminal influence. Because before near-death experiences became such a prevalent thing and people were seeing heaven and hell, what were they seeing beforehand? Like before Christianity, before Islam, before the Abrahamic religions became what they are today, what 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 were they seeing? Were they seeing Valhalla, Olympus? Were they fucking going to Egyptian god heaven and shit? So
You know what? Ray, that's a damn good point right there, brother. You're right. You know what I mean? I don't know, to be honest with you, if we have any type of historical documentation about what a person saw when they were close to death. I think that would be something good to explore. You know what I mean? I think it would be. You know what I mean? I really do think it would be. But at the same time, as far as speaking about what's going on right now in the past 20 years, 60 years, 70 years, we have too many relatable experiences, my brother. And let me throw this in. Nobody has to live while they're close to death. Nobody has to. How would you know? Nobody knows. You just happen to come back alive, and all of a sudden, you're speaking about something you would never speak about on a day-to-day. You, me, and Taylor, right now, we are not speaking about life after death because we experienced it. We're just talking about it as a topic. That's all we're doing. But it's more significant if we can substantiate the fact that this person been in a car crash. This person plane has crashed down and he survived it. This person been in 9/11 when the planes came in there and he survived it. And he has a story. He has a story. And all of a sudden he comes out of there speaking about Jesus.
right.
Nobody came out of there speaking about Thor. Nobody talking about Valhalla. Nobody's talking about that. They're speaking about Jesus, bro. They're speaking about Jesus and say, Jesus came to me. They're telling you that, and it completely changed their life, bro. Completely. That's what I'm saying. What is the naturalistic explanation for something like that? Because when I was telling you about the brother, and I'll send it in the chat, the guy who was an atheist, who was a pilot, who did not believe in God, did not believe in Jesus. He crashes his plane. He almost dies. He burns the whole right side of his body. He almost died. Now all he does is talk about Jesus. The only reason, because when he was in a coma, he saw Jesus Christ. What is the naturalistic explanation for that?
Oh, exactly what I said. What? Well, that was my answer. Never mind. That's my theory. And
Okay, I understand.
I think it stands to say that that's what it could
Yes,
have
sir.
been. If you
Yes, sir.
ask him to draw that Jesus, that's exactly what his Jesus will come out looking like. The prototypical white Jesus that everybody knows and loves. Not trying to be offensive about, what Jesus looks like, white people, but let's be real. He does
Brother,
not look like
let's
Jim
just go
Caviezel.
ahead and keep it all the way real. We're
Yeah.
not gonna get anywhere if we don't tell each other the truth. We're not gonna get anywhere.
Now, if
And that's a
I
fact.
get if now now say we have like over 1,000 people who get a near death experience and all their Jesus looks the same. If it looks like Arab Jesus, then I could jive with that. But if you
Wait a
get
minute.
1,000 near death experiences
Mhm.
and their Jesus looks like blonde hair, blue eyed, or brown hair, blue eyed, white Jesus, I'm not believing that shit.
Okay, are you saying, because I want to understand this, is your hypothesis saying that he knew of Jesus of some sort, even though he denied
Yeah,
him and stuff, that based off his environment, his family, whatever, even though we do not know that right now, let me grant it that he knows the environment, he has influence from his parents, and then he chooses to be an atheist, right? Are you saying that the fact that he is so adamant about denying Jesus, are you saying that environmental factors has more influence on him than what he chooses to believe? Is that what you're
yeah,
saying? That when he
yes.
dies, he could see a manifestation of Jesus.
Yeah,
That's a
he'll see
bold
the real
claim,
Jesus.
brother. That's a bold
I,
claim, brother. That's a bold claim.
I mean, that's what I got for you. Because I mean, if you
But
look
I love
at
you
it,
for it. I love you for it, man. It's all
with
good.
the technological
I love
boom
you, Ray
we've
Ban.
had
Yeah,
over the
I love
last
you, Ray Ban. Yeah, I love you, bro. You're my brother, man. It's all
70
good, man.
years, you know,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
these visions, these images of Jesus, like figures inside of dreams, they're going to
Mhm.
be related to what people see. They're not
So
going to be
you're saying
related to the actual
are you
Jesus.
saying it's a naturalistic phenomenon that we cannot explain right now? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it can't be explained right now. I mean, even from my point of view, it's still a theory, and you know, if
So
it would be a
so
test
let's
that you'd have to have like a bunch of scientists put together, people who've had near death experiences. All right, look, we need you to draw this Jesus that you saw, compile
right.
all those drawings together, look at them,
Mm-hmm.
comb through them, and
Mm-hmm.
any
So
similarities.
but Ray Ban, which fundamentally means this: you and me are going to be dead before the scientists actually find out, right? Let's just be
Yeah, because it
honest.
is.
You're not going to be alive to find this out, right? So okay, so I before we find this out, me and you both can agree science is not, as of right now, is not going to find out if the near death experiences is a natural occurrence or a supernatural one. We're not going to figure that out. Okay, so let's move on with the topic. So, Bone, I just want to reason with you real quick. So, however we came into existence, whether it's by a billions of years of evolution, right? If that is the case, right? If that is the case, whenever whenever it came to the point when we came to our primitive form, to the point where we could write something down, if this is the case, somebody should be writing down about their near death experiences. Somebody should be writing that down because it should be able to be transferred from the time we had knowledge of it to where we are now. But how
Right.
come nobody written it down? Why? You gotta make sense of it. And this is the reason why I appeal to the biblical narrative. It may not make sense to you. It may not make sense to my fellow brothers and sisters that are atheists on this call, and I completely understand that. I'm just trying to let you guys know why it makes sense to me. Why it makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Because if this is this million years, billion years of sheer evolution, no mind behind it, completely happenstance. If that is the case, with no mind behind it, that means that there has to be a naturalistic explanation for near-death experiences and what happens in your dreams with those near-death experiences. It has to be a naturalistic explanation because it's not a supernatural one. So what I choose to believe when I believe in God, and I'm not trying to do a God of the gaps explanation or anything like that. I'm just saying there's A and then there's non-A. I choose to believe in non-A. You know what I mean? And because I believe in non-A, I'm just saying that this explains a lot to me. It does. It may not biologically or scientifically explain a lot of things, but as far as saying that there is a necessary precondition for all knowledge, all intelligence and stuff, versus saying there's a mindless process, I'd rather go with the one that has a mind to explain these things. That's what I'd rather gravitate to versus something that is completely mindless. That doesn't make any sense to me. How does information, if we believe in evolution, which I'm not saying evolution is wrong or anything like that, because I do believe in evolution. I'm just saying is, what is the origin of information? Because if you talk about information on its own, therefore quantifies a mind. It quantifies a mind. There's no sense that you're going to have the genetic code, the complexity of the genetic code, and not have a mind to ascertain the genetic code.
Right.
And we still don't understand the complexity of the genetic code. We still don't. We still don't. There is, wait, let me just tell you this. There is 120 million proteins that is assigned to one cell in our bodies. That is, dude. You would never find a software program like that. You would never would. It would totally make everything in the United States midnight. None of the lights will work. If there was one, if anything required that much for one thing, it would never fucking work. It wouldn't. So when I talk to atheists and they sit up there, they can't understand the reason why I believe in a mind. You can call it God. You don't have to call it God. A higher intelligence, or I don't care what you call it. There's something else out there. Obviously, there is. I call it God. You can call it whatever you want. There is no way that there is not a mind as a starting point for this thing. There's not. We have billions of cells in our bodies. And like I said, it takes 120 million proteins for each cell in our body, for every human being. And we got over 6 billion. We're in the billions of people. And just imagine how the cells are operating in their body and the mechanism that is being used for them to operate, for us to breathe, for us to hear, for us to see, for us to speak. Do you really think this happened by a mindless beginning? Are you serious? No. There's an intelligence behind this that we just are the benefactors of. We are the benefactors of the intelligence of this mind that pre-existed. We are the benefactors. We are the sole benefactors of it because a mindless process doesn't explain where we're at right now.
Let me ask you a question, Cyrus. Do you
Break
think
it down, brother. I'm sorry, man. I'm up here. Let me get off this call, man. I'm talking crazy right now.
You Gucci?
Man, just kick me
You're
out the
right,
call,
man.
man. Let me get some fried chicken with some hot sauce. Let me get some fried chicken with some hot sauce real quick. You know what I mean? My bad. My apologies to anybody. I don't mean to offend anyone. My apologies.
No, don't worry about it.
All right, I'm
Real
listening.
quick, just pick your brain for a bit. I don't know if you like I mean, I ask these questions a whole lot. When it comes to God or the mind, do you think the mind has placed other intelligent life, such as ourselves, on other planets, perhaps millions or billions of light years away from us?
The Bible speaks about this, and let me tell you why. Like, oh my God, like the Cyrus is saying, he speaks about other planets. Yes, the Bible does. It talks about terrestrial planets and stuff. It does speak about that. You know what I mean?
I mean
when we're
life,
speaking about
other humans.
No. So let me answer it like this. Do I believe? Because Ray, I can only tell you as far as my belief is what the Bible reveals. Okay, so I can't go beyond that, right? So sticking with that, the only way that I feel comfortable with saying answering this question is that obviously my Bible speaks about another world, right? Obviously it does. So when people talk about when people say, I mean, oh my God, we got these other beings coming into this world and stuff, I'm like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. My Bible has been speaking about that ever since the beginning. So when they speak about heaven, when we're talking about heaven, we're talking about angels, we're talking about God, we're talking about Trinity, whatever. Obviously, those are all distinct beings. Obviously, when we're talking about the fall, obviously in the Bible, according to what the Bible is saying, obviously the Bible is saying that they kicked out these angelic beings. They kicked them out of heaven. We may classify them as aliens. It doesn't matter. They still have power. They still have access to this world. So to me, when I hear people who have sightings of aliens visiting this world, that is no surprise to me because my Bible already told me that and prepared me for that. It already did. I'm not surprised about anything coming into this world. What I don't know is what form they will take when they come into this world. I have no idea what that is. Now, if they want to, they have intelligence, right? And if they have intelligence, you know what I mean? Obviously, to me, they're smarter than human beings. If they want to make a machine to come into this world, they're fine. Obviously, they they have since the beginning of time up until now to make whatever they want. And now, if they can instantaneously pop into existence and pop out of existence, this is something that human beings cannot do. It's something that human beings cannot do. But nevertheless, there are people who says they have sightings of aliens all over the world. All over the world. All is everybody making it up? Just the same thing I was asking you guys about the near-death experience. Are they making it up? And all the alien sightings, are they making it up too? Is this just a big? Come on now. What is the naturalistic explanation for that stuff? What is it? My what I believe explains that. But what atheists believe, it doesn't explain anything about that. It doesn't. And that's where we come at an impasse. That's where the impasse comes in. You need to explain to me what is going on here. I've seen something. The government is documented as being a legitimate thing that's happening. And I ask an atheist, explain this to me. And then when I get no explanation, what do you want me to do? I have to go to the supernatural. You're forcing me to. You're forcing me to. I'm not asking the atheists to have an explanation for everything. Of course not. No. Because gravity, we still don't even know what gravity is. We really, what's
We
the
know what
beginning of
gravity is.
gravity? Okay, my bad. You're right. If I
So
throw a
come on,
French fry,
man.
if I know a French fry, if I throw a French fry off the top of my mouth, you're right. I took it a little bit too far. My bad. You're right. You're right. We know what gravity is. You're absolutely right, Ray Bay. We know what gravity is. Just hear what I'm saying. My bad. I shouldn't have said that. We do know what gravity is. We do know what gravity is. You know what I mean? Maybe we don't understand its origins, but we do know what gravity is. You know what I mean? We do, but maybe we don't understand its origins. So if that is the case, you know what I mean? There is going to be a natural divide because people are seeking for answers. People are desperate to find answers. You know what I mean? This I don't know is not going to suffice for your inner being of yourself. It's not going to suffice. An atheist can sit up there and say, I don't know, and sit up there and get popcorn and drink 6 beers. That has nothing to do with satisfying my question. Where does this come from? Why does it exist? Is there a naturalistic explanation? Can evolution define it? What is it? We need to know. And the thing is, there's a lot of people who would not really seek the answers for it, and that's wrong with them. I'm just saying that people, because they do not know, will necessarily put in an answer for their question, and that answer will appeal to the supernatural.
Yeah, because I let's see. So I believe that there is other human life in our universe. Like, it's a firm belief of mine. Now, I don't have any evidence towards it, but I feel like we can't be the only beings like ourselves, the intelligent beings like ourselves out here just by ourselves floating around in the universe. That'd be the scariest thing. The scariest thought is being alone and not being alone in the entire universe. And I feel like if God wanted to, he would create life on other planets similar to ours. You know, this Earth wouldn't just be the only planet he'd be working with. All knowing, all powerful being, and they're like, oh, I can create life. I can do this. I can do that. I can will the power of man, will the lives of man and shit to existence. Why just stop here?
I understand. I completely understand what you're saying, and I thank you for
Because
bringing it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
science
brother.
science has found, NASA's found other habitable planets within our galaxy and outside of our own galaxy. You know, they're too far to get to, which is naturally, I mean, that's just par for the course. But just to think the possibility of other beings existing on these planets is out there, and you know, we free naturalists. They might not have what we have yet. We don't have we most certainly don't have the technology to get to them. They may not have the technology to get to us, but we might have the same type of technology, be on the same level, and they may have even discovered our planet, and they probably got it named some other weird ass name and shit. You know, they maybe they believe in God the same way, but just with a different name or a different sense, different abstract sense. And so I feel like I can't take mankind's on Earth's view or image of God at face value. And this is what I say about this is why I say what I said about the images of Jesus in the in the near death experiences or angels and whatnot. These are things that have been subliminally influenced in their minds, media and shit. But it is what it is. Taylor, welcome back.
What I missed, folks?
So, look, I mean, so Taylor, we are talking about like the significance of near death experiences. We're talking about um, is there a life beyond death? You know what I mean? Is there life in other possible planets and stuff? So this is what we're speaking about. So um, that's my quick summary to bring you up to speed right now. Because the thing is like this, um, I could choose to live my life like this. Like I never think about the afterlife. That I only think the only thing I think about. You know what? I'm gonna have a birthday party with my kids, and then today I can die. Yeah, whatever. Hey, you know what? Whatever. You can do that, you know what I mean? But realistically, if you are attached to something that you love, if you're attached to something that you love, and you know your time is limited, you know it is. Everybody knows it is. If that's the case, the very idea of seeing that person again is very influential. Not saying that it's truthful. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying from the alternative of saying that, you know what, I just live and I die. Basically, I live every day like I have meaning, but then when I die, it's meaningless. This makes no sense how we live. It makes no sense. Now, when we're talking about the afterlife and stuff, and what you said, Brother Ray, and I heard what you said, brother, and I receive it. You know what I mean? But what you said, what is there people that live on other planets and stuff like that? I would piggyback on what you said and then ask you if the Bible is true, and the Bible explicitly states about two different realms. Obviously, there's an existence on another planet. Obviously, there's a different existence in hell. That that would satisfy your question without having demonstrable evidence for its truth. But at the same time, your question has been answered, obviously. So if there is these two things, these two different realms that exist, obviously we're saying, oh, Cyrus, I want to know if there's somebody who's intelligible like me, who can comprehend like me, who can feel like me on another planet. The Bible already stated it. It's heaven, and it's
That's not
also
a planet.
hell. No,
All right, that's where we're going to come
wait
at
a
an impasse at, because that's not a planet. Heaven is not a
wait a minute,
planet.
brother.
I'm
Wait a
talking
minute,
about
brother.
planets that are existence in our
Tell me,
universe
how
within
do you know
time and
that heaven is
space.
not a planet? Tell me, how do you know that heaven is not a planet?
How do I know heaven's not a
No,
planet?
I'm not
Because
saying what you
first
know.
of all,
What's your
we don't
idea
have
of
a
it? Just tell me what
star.
your idea
We
of
don't
it. What's your
we don't
idea?
have a star out there by discovered by mankind that says this is heaven. This star right here is heaven. We have a
Okay.
Sirius. We have Sirius. We got
Mhm.
what's another one? It's the one that's on
Pluto.
the
Why not
belt.
Pluto?
We got Pluto and shit. We got our own
Right.
sun. That's a star.
Right.
Is the sun heaven?
Right. No, I'm not saying that, brother. What I'm saying to you is this. Obviously, Pluto's not even in our orbit anymore, right? We don't even consider Pluto anymore, right? So what I'm
Well, you
trying to
said it.
tell, so what I'm trying to say to you, brother, is this: that obviously there is something beyond the cosmos that we cannot completely understand. There's something beyond. Obviously, we all know that. Matter of fact, we are the size of ants when it comes to the telescope or the satellite who's looking upon us and stuff, right? Our natural eyes can only see what's in front of us, but our eyes cannot see what's beyond us. It cannot see what's beyond us. So obviously, we need equipment that costs $1 billion to help us see how the Earth looks but we can never see that ourselves. But even with that $1 billion equipment, it has limitations. It has limitations. Based off that limitations, why would I ignorantly say that, oh, you know what? I need to know about heaven based off what I can see. That's
But you
crazy.
just call it heaven a planet.
I
You
did.
said heaven is
I'm
a
telling.
planet. It's
I
not
was
a
asking
planet,
you
though.
what. Okay, then you got to explain it to me because obviously,
When I say
to
planet,
me,
I mean, you know, a planet that is has a surface,
inhabited by
whether it's
individuals.
rocky,
Inhabited by
that,
individuals.
yeah, that can possibly inhabit individuals. We got gas planets, we got gas giants,
Yeah.
and even in our own solar system. So even planets like that, you know,
The Bible.
when I
The
say
Bible
planet,
says. Yeah. The Bible says, Ray Bay. The Bible says that that is going to get rid of the It's going to get rid of the oceans and stuff, right? Because Jesus said that where I go, I prepare a place for you. That's what Jesus says, right? And then the place wherever he's going to go, Brother Ray, is that it's obviously inhabitable, and it's obviously you can breathe there, and obviously you can socialize over there, and obviously there's a place there's a place that you can live in that is different than where you can live here. So what this is the reason why I'm saying, how do you know, or what is your argumentation that heaven is not a planet? Because all we know what is habitable right now in our existence, in our plane, is that it's a planet. It's a planet.
what, heaven,
It's a planet. It's a planet. It's a planet.
heaven.
No,
Does it
no,
say
no.
heaven is a planet in
No,
the Bible?
no, it never says that, bro. All I'm trying to say is, just follow me what I'm saying, and I could be speaking something heretical, but I'm trying
Okay.
not to be heretical. But what I'm saying to you, brother, is obviously based off what we can see right now. We can breathe here. We can live here. We can have our abode here and stuff. We can get in relationship with people here, and it's a planet. It's a planet. Jesus says himself, "Where I go, I said he said, in my Father's house there are many mansions." That's what he said. He said, if it wasn't true, I would tell you so, right? So it's for me, I can easily transfer my mind and say, based off this existence, I hear a being or a man speaking about an existence that I am experiencing right now. I'm experiencing it. He didn't say that, okay, where I go, you're gonna have flying houses and stuff. He never said that. What he said is that in my Father's house there are many mansions. Both of us know mansions don't move. They don't move. They are stationary. They're in the same place. So God is telling me that, okay, if I pass away, you will have a similar existence right now in eternity, in eternity future. You know what I mean? So it identifies with me, Brother Ray. It identifies with me versus just saying, you know what? I just don't know. I don't even care about all the avatars in the universe. I don't even study them. You know what I study? I study memes. I study memes, and I just put memes in people's conversations and stuff. It's not even that deep. I don't care if I die and stuff like that. That is a lot of the atheist argumentation, my brother. Life is a lot more deeper and more serious than a meme. It
Yeah,
is.
I'm not trying to put out memes or anything. I'm just trying to uh, think from a scientific and philosophical mindset, using logic and reasoning.
Okay, break it down to me, brother.
I mean, the question was, do you think there's the possibility? Would you believe there? Would you be open to the possibility of other human beings existing on other planets, created by God, and they have their own aspect and concept of God from their point of view? Say they came here to Earth and they said something about it. this is a different question. Would you be open? Would you be open to accepting their philosophy and idea of God?
That's a very, very, very interesting question, brother. And I'm getting ready to sound like I'm getting ready to sound like I'm intolerant, and I hate to sound like I'm intolerant.
Sorry.
But you asked me this question though, brother. So in all truthfulness, I wouldn't want to feel like that. Let's say somebody else comes in and they tell me about a different world, and they're human beings that tell me about this different world. And then they also introduce a different God. The only reason, Brother Ray, that I will be in disagreement with what they say is because of what the gospel says. You know what I mean? Apostle Paul was saying that if anybody comes in, if anyone, even an angel, comes in and is preaching another gospel, let them be accursed, right? So using that as my foundation, that would pretty much legitimize my intolerance for what they said. You see what I'm saying? Because it's contradictory to what I believe is the truth. I'm not saying, no, to answer your question, I'm saying that it is completely possible for God to put human beings on another planet. I'm saying it's completely possible for God to send a human being down into this earth and convey information to us. You know the reason why is because that happened with Jesus Christ. Now, if it happened with Jesus Christ, how could I sit up there and say it can happen with nobody else? That doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. So I have to, by virtue of your
It
question,
happened so much with Jesus Christ that, and I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead, brother.
Just a little side here, but it happened so much with Jesus Christ that God was like, you know what? I'm not going to send you directly from this planet. I'm just going to implant you into one of these human beings. They're going to hold on to you for 9 months, and then they're going to just push you right out of their fucking anus, and that's how that works.
It didn't happen out the anus, but I understand what you're saying, though. It didn't happen like that. It happened like a natural birth, right? You know what I mean? Which is, I mean, as far as the birth,
that's not a being from another planet, Cyrus.
Okay, let me ask you this: if Jesus Christ existed from eternity past, obviously he lives somewhere. That's obvious. I mean, unless you disagree with me. Disagree with me. Okay, break it down for me, brother. Please break it down.
You know I'm an atheist, right?
But you know I love you, though. So I don't know what we're disagreeing about. I mean, I'm asking you to explain it to me. That's why I'm shutting up.
You're saying Jesus existed before God placed...
Eternity past. Yeah.
All right, what was the name that Jesus existed by?
As God, or the Son.
The Son. Where is the Son mentioned before being placed inside of Mary?
Okay, let's break this down then. So, are you familiar with the verse? And excuse me for not being, scripture, giving you exact scripture. And maybe Taylor can chime in and say this, but let me just tell you this: that I think, it is in John. Yeah, it is in John. But everything, what it says in the Bible, this is what it says. Everything that was made, that has been made, whether visible or invisible, was made by him and for him, right? So looking at that verse, right? It's telling me, you know what I mean? Okay, or even another verse. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Basically, it's pretty much telling you about eternity past, about his existence. Obviously, you know what I mean? It's obviously doing that. So if it's doing that, Brother Ray, if it's talking about eternity past, and then it's saying everything that exists whether it's visible or invisible, is solely dependent on the word. Think about that. Think about the significance of that, right? All of a sudden, we are making a sheer reliability on this individual. And if the Trinity is not true, if it's not true, if it's just a bunch of hogwash and stuff, if it's complete hogwash, right then and there it says that either they're the same being, right then and there, saying that his son who was dying on the cross was the one who made every single thing. And Jesus says himself, he gives his wife willingly. He said, nobody can take my life up from me. I give it and to raise it up again. He says that, bro. And he boldly states that. You tell me what atheist in all known existence can sit up there and even lie about that. Just tell me about an atheist that lied about that and said that they can die and rise again. And then they're so influential in that everybody chooses to follow them. We're talking about billions of people, bro. We're talking about billions of people that's saying this. Are you going to say all billions of people are just completely ignorant? They're just foolish, and that the atheists are the only ones that's smarter than the theists? No, of
I wouldn't
course
say
not.
that.
No, but you got engineers that believe in Jesus. You got astrophysicists that believe in Jesus. You got neurosurgeons that believe in Jesus. Would you? It's because they are convinced about something. No, brother Ray, they're convinced about something, but you know what they're not convinced of? They're not convinced of atheism. That doesn't give an explanation about their internal beliefs that they live every single day. And I'm trying to say to you is like, regardless of whatever Jesus' teaching, say something about what I'm dealing with eternally versus just saying, you know what, I don't know, I don't give a fuck. That's some dual shit. Wait a minute, life is deeper than I don't know, I don't give a fuck. Life is deeper than that. Life is deeper than that. It's way deeper than that, bro. It is.
Well,
And
that's why I ask
go ahead, bro.
questions.
Yeah, break it
That's
down,
why I
bro.
ask questions, and I try to come up with hypothesis, and theories and whatnot. Because I don't know, but I do give a fuck. I do care at the end of the day.
Yes, sir.
What is real? What is logical? What is before my eyes? I do care about these things. Like, not all atheists are sitting there in a conundrum, in a cornucopia, just like, oh yeah, we don't care. We don't care. Fuck God. Fuck Jesus. Fuck all that other shit. My thing is, there are 3,000 plus religions in the world. Why not throw my own philosophy and ideology into the hat and have my own thing? I have a good understanding about how this planet works, how human beings work, because I am a human being. I live on this planet, but outside of this planet, there is a strong possibility of life outside this planet. And when they do come here, I don't want to be jumping down their throat and be like, well, this is what the Bible says. Then they whip out their Necronomicon and they're like, well, this is what my Necronomicon says. and they're fucking, then you're going to have a debate with an entire alien species. and you guys are going to be going back and forth and whatnot.
How hijacked? How
It's going to be
hijacked
like,
has this been?
what do you mean? Mr. Baby Mama drama. It's been a wonderful conversation. It's not even hijacked.
Okay, so let me ask
welcome
you
back,
this,
Taylor.
What's happening with the hot sauce contest?
We put it on hold for a bit. It's a good thing though, because I didn't want you to be like,
Cyrus,
rewind it back.
Cyrus, the atheist got the black people here in a hot sauce contest with chicken wings, and that's the only thing. That's the only thing that like means anything. Cause the shit they're debating is fucking stupid.
It is stupid shit. These are like really like some of the most inane topics. I can't believe that atheists would debate these topics with each
Debating
other.
Christmas versus Thanksgiving and Dragonauts are, oh, you can't fuck with the roasted turkey or the fried turkey.
Fried turkey and shit. Yeah, he was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Let me say
This was
this. Let me
overplaying it.
let me say this. Let me say this in all respect. I do want to be respectful to, if that's what they want to talk about, then fine. I do wanted to say this too as well, that life is short. If we want to spend our time speaking about chicken wings and hot sauce, then okay, fine. Okay, I'll spend 30 minutes speaking to you about chicken wings and hot sauce. All I'm saying is, obviously, you know what I mean. I was watching a movie, right? And then the movie that I watched was based on a true story. That what the parents just walked inside and allowed the kid to ride their bike outside. You know what happened? Somebody hit their kid in the middle of the street. You know what I mean? So only thing I'm saying is, all this joking stuff, man, it's cool. I'm not saying every time you talk to me, we got to have a serious conversation. We do not have to have a serious conversation. If this channel is about not having serious conversations and chicken wings and hot sauce, and okay, fine, let's talk about it. Let's get it out of our system, and then let's get back to the real issues. Let's get back to the real issues, because the real issues is this.
That's the real issue then. Christmas versus Thanksgiving.
The real issue is this. I know I'm going to die. You know you're going to die. You know it.
Man.
I know it. We don't know when. I can go on the newspaper and find out that you died. I can find out after this phone call. I can find out that you died. You know what I mean? The thing is, there's something more serious about life than chicken wings and hot sauce. You know what I mean? There is. You know what I mean? That's just a fact. You know what I mean? But out of respect, I will talk about chicken wings and hot sauce.
We know what they're doing. We got these. You know what they're doing. All right. They think atheism is white people shit, and what they're trying to do is do some blaxploiting to get atheists like, oh, well, the atheists hang out with black people that eat chicken and hot sauce.
You guys would be surprised how many black people are
Dragonaut is selling his goddamn shit up the fucking river, sitting there. Fried chicken is good. You know what, Dragonaut?
Dragonaut is a black person.
Fuck you. I can out hot sauce you. I can take a white person can eat hot sauce.
He's really putting it up there.
I will challenge you to a motherfucking debate and a hot sauce off. We'll bring out some real fucking Dave's Insanity sauce and see if you can last me with your little fucking hot sauce in your purse. Ha ha. Right? I'm going for the gold. Dragonaut, I'm coming for you, cracker.
Hell yeah. And first and foremost,
Jesus Christ.
when we have our next motherfucking debate, it's going to be the greatest debate of all fucking time. Taylor versus Dragonite, and we'll have Ruby B fucking moderated and shit. It's gonna be the greatest thing ever. It's gonna be awesome. So Cyrus, first and foremost, I love you, brother. I just wanted to say that real quick. From one cracker to another.
I love you too.
I love you, man. No bad blood here, especially on my end. All of us atheists are not alike. Wait a minute. You all right there, Taylor?
I'm gonna get him.
Gonna get him.
I'm gonna challenge you, Dragonaut. I'm gonna out hot sauce you. Bring Dave's Insanity, bring sriracha, bring whatever you got.
Yeah.
I like chicken too.
Instead of hot sauce, what I suggest, because you guys gotta use the Heinz stuff, okay? Y'all gotta use the specially made Heinz shit, right? The mayo must, the sriracha, all that other good shit.
You guys, please forgive me, man, because I wasn't trying to dominate the show or nothing like that.
You good?
Forgive me for that.
You all right, Cyrus? No What are you apologizing for, man? I'm having a good conversation. It was a good conversation. Shit, I was waiting for Taylor to come on back. Shit, that was good. Nah, it's cool. It's cool. As long as this is it's content going
I'm
and
just saying
shit.
that I can be long winded. That's all I'm saying. Maybe
I
I
can be
should
long.
stop being long winded. You know.
You are. You all right? Shit. Nah, you help give content while waiting for fucking toxic Taylor over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's good.
Sounds good.
All right,
Are
so
you?
let's
It
get
sounds
back.
like you guys are ending the show. Are you guys ending the show or what?
Are we ending this show, Taylor? Do you think
You want to go back to the debate? Let's go back to this.
Yeah, I wanted to see what who won.
Who did win?
The ability to have nerve endings that are everlasting, and somehow it can also mitigate eternal fire, heat, and you can still somehow maintain consciousness or the physical nature. Or I have no. It's just
Get
so
burnt and
weird
all
and
that.
wacky that
Wait a
somebody
minute,
high on
brother.
something had to come up with this just to scare
High
all
on
the
the
Brother,
last
children.
dab. It's halfway.
wait a minute, wait a minute, brother. So what you're saying here, I hear what you're saying, and it can be completely kooky and stuff like that. Not what you're saying, but
Yeah.
how you're extricating the belief, and it doesn't make sense to you, right? So I want to understand from you, brother, what you just said, because I want you to separate the idea from the reality, right? You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's possible for you to do so, but when you're trying to relate what you know in this realm and how humans are, as far how we experience pain in our nerve endings, I think the mistake that you made when you made that you made a true statement about that being true about a spirit in the afterlife, which none
But
of
isn't
us
that what they
know.
say? Isn't that what
But hear me out,
they say in religion that you're gonna burn in the hellfires? It's gonna be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Brother Ray,
Isn't that what it said?
Brother Ray, hear what I'm saying about that. What he is not, I'm saying that he made a categorical error with trying to relate this experience in this realm to the experience in the other realm. So basically, what I'm saying is this: if the Bible is true, and then we definitively do burn and stuff, you see what the brother did? The only way he can relate it to is nerve endings, which makes sense
Yeah.
in this world, which I agree with him. But he is completely clueless if about what happens in the other world and how it feels in the other world. He said maybe nerve endings don't even exist in the other world, but there's a different way how to feel fire, feel pain.
So
You see what I'm saying?
do you think there okay, there's another way to feel fire and feel pain. Keep that in the back of my brain real quick. So as a spirit, I would be burnt. I would feel what it's like to get burnt. Can a spirit feel that? How does a spirit feel that? How do we know what a spirit